Okay, let's dive right in and peel back the layers of No Face to discover what he truly represents in Hayao Miyazaki's masterpiece, Spirited Away. In this explainer, we're going way beyond the surface of this iconic, Oscar-winning film. We're going to explore the historical, psychological, and philosophical roots of Studio Ghibli's absolute most enigmatic character.
So, who or what is No Face exactly? A spirit? A human? Or, something else entirely? When we first spot this silent, nearly transparent guy outside the bathhouse, he's totally ignored by everyone. Well, everyone except our protagonist, Chihiro. If you don't know the lore, it's honestly a huge mystery. To figure out his true nature, we've got to look closely at his most defining feature.
It all starts with the mask. In traditional Japanese Noh theater, performers wear these masks with completely neutral expressions. They're designed to stoke the audience's imagination so they can infer meaning and emotion. It's like a blank canvas. The actor tilts the mask and the audience projects the feeling. In exactly the same way, No Face's eerie stillness acts as a blank mirror. It literally allows us to project his profound loneliness right onto that unreadable face.
This mask design also points straight to his mythological roots. Japanese folklore tells the Nupperabo. It's a mischievous, faceless ghost that takes on the traits of someone familiar just to draw victims in. But Miyazaki flips the script here. Instead of erasing his own features to scare people, No Face has this eerie knack for anticipating what people desire most, like, showering those greedy bathhouse workers with gold just to reel them in.
When Chihiro enters the spirit realm, the film expertly bridges the gap between reality and the supernatural. Think about it. She actually believes she's having a nightmare as she watches her own body begin to disappear. Well, No Face shares this exact same semi-transparent, fading state. He physically bridges that gap between our reality and the supernatural world.
There's a great quote by Tivetan Todorov about the fantastic being that hesitation experienced by a person confronting a supernatural event. No Face literally embodies this hesitation. He's fading in and out of the spirit realm, kind of like someone caught in purgatory. Unlike the other spirits who firmly belong inside the bathhouse, No Face just lingers on the bridge, the threshold. He's totally disconnected from the world around him, stuck in this agonizing state of uncertainty.
Section 1. A Mirror of Loneliness, the Psychological State. If we look closely at Chihiro versus No Face, he acts as a dark mirror to her. Look at the left side. Chihiro is fading away, trapped, seeking a way to survive. On the right side, No Face is also fading away, completely ignored by spirits and desperately longing for connection. Both suffer from intense isolation. But here's the kicker. Haku saves Chihiro, while absolutely no one is there for No Face. He recognizes that Chihiro is just as disconnected as he is, and that's exactly what sparks his intense fixation on her.
Now, check out these clues of humanity. He has omnivorous, human-like teeth instead of fangs. He leaves behind physical footprints, has arms and legs, and notices Chihiro way before the spirits do. These bizarre, distorted human traits suggest he might not even be a spirit. He might just be a lost soul desperately seeking another human connection. I mean, when he finally opens that massive mouth, it's not monster fangs we see, it's flat human teeth. It's deeply, eerily relatable.
On the film's 25th anniversary, Hayao Miyazaki revealed his true meaning. No Face represents clingy people. He lacks a fundamental sense of self, depending entirely on the people he meets. He actually mirrors everyday people in our world. He's a reflection of folks right now who desperately camouflage their own personalities just to be accepted by the crowd.
Moving right along to Section 2, the trap of consumption, dealing with the disconnect.
Let's track No Face's psychological regression. First, he's the silent watcher on the bridge. Second, he's mimicking the greedy workers. Third, he throws a destructive toddler tantrum. And fourth, he becomes the dutiful child seeking a home. It's like watching a kid on a playground mimicking toxic traits just to fit in. He sees the workers worship gold, so he magically produces gold. But it's totally hollow. He's buying their attention, but they don't care about him at all.
Since he doesn't grasp real human attachment, No Face swallows bathhouse workers to borrow their voices, gorging on massive platters of food to literally and figuratively fill his inner emptiness. He turns into a literal black hole, growing larger and way more grotesque. And wow, what a dark parallel to the start of the film, where Chihiro's parents gorge themselves on food and transform into literal pigs.
This comparison perfectly shows two ways of dealing with disconnection. Chihiro forms authentic friendships and sacrifices her own items to help others. No-Face tries to buy love with gold and becomes a grotesque, devouring monster. When Chihiro politely refuses his money, his fragile, borrowed identity just shatters. And the result? A massive meltdown where he literally starts eating the staff. No way around it, it's pretty horrifying.
Section 3. Healing the disconnect. Curing the void.
So how do you cure a monster created by an insatiable need for approval? The bitter seaweed purge. It takes the consumption of bitter medicine from Chihiro to purge No-Face of his toxic greed and return him to his original empty state. She doesn't give him what he wants. She gives him what he needs. It's incredibly painful, but it forces him to vomit everything: the workers, the food, the fake identities, stripping him back down to zero.
Look at loud versus quiet consumption. Loud is the frantic feasting, throwing gold and destructive rage at the bathhouse. Quiet is eating cake, drinking tea, and spinning yarn at Zenibas. The message is absolutely crystal clear. Consuming things to fill a selfish void destroys us, but modest consumption to build genuine connections, that heals us. At Zenibas, he just sits quietly, helps spin yarn, and finally finds people who care for him without demanding a single thing in return.
Ultimately, fantasy acts as a crucial lens for understanding complex, modern-world ambiguities. Miyazaki uses this magical journey to show us that No-Face only finds his true family when he stops trying to be what everyone else wants him to be. It's a huge comfort for us today, right? Even when society pushes us to be consumed by greed, there's a quieter, humbler way to exist.
So I'll leave you with this question. When you look into the blank mask of No-Face, what vulnerabilities of your own do you see reflected back? He's not just a monster on a screen, he's a mirror. Like a No actor, he becomes the mask, and through that mask, he can become us. So next time you watch Spirited Away, ask yourself, are you acting out of a desire for authentic connection, or are you just desperately trying to fill a void? Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and remember to keep questioning what you see in the mirror.